Welcome back to Gaming Assembled. Today is part 19 of our Inheritance Roleplay series. Thank you for joining us. Before we start, we'd love to hear from you. So like, comment and subscribe to the channel and interact with us on social media. And thank you to AJ Westgate, JD360, Jaden Lewin and BR01 for subscribing already. Let's get started. Okay, welcome back. So we are going to pick up where we left off in Ireland. So last time we ended really with a crusade, I think. It was a crusade for the Kingdom of Pomerania, which is over here. And I thought that obviously we didn't win the kingdom, our dynasty didn't win the kingdom. We didn't have enough contribution. However, I thought that was an end to it. But what I've realised when I've loaded the game up today is actually we did get something. So this is our daughter. This is Princess Lathia McNeil. And so she actually did get some territory. She was our nominated successor. And she's not... she isn't our heir or anything like that, but she is of our dynasty. Our grandson, who is Niall McGeorge, will inherit. Now, he is the son, well, as things stand, he will inherit. He is actually, in the long run, our heir, I suppose, via our son. But yeah, so... I spotted that just as we were doing this, and she got basically just this territory here. She's got two barony titles, and a duchy title of it, which obviously she's a vassal of the king. And I didn't realise that happened. I didn't realise that it was the first place got the kingdom, and then after that, other people get the, I suppose, duchies and secondary prizes. I suppose we had a bit of a contribution at least, so we got something, which is great. So that's just an interesting thing to start with, I think. But at the end of that last one, at the end of the crusade, we got a certain amount of money, which I thought was all we'd got, but we got some land for our dynasty as well, which is great. And we can actually get an alliance with her. And since she's our daughter, in the same way as he doesn't trust wider family, but he does trust his kids, because they're his kids, And especially, I imagine that he'll have a bit of a kinship with his daughter, because obviously she knows where he's coming from. She understands him a little bit more with regards to the whole scaly business. So, I think going for an alliance with his daughter is not anything too unexpected. But where we last left off really was with getting a claim on here, on some land in Brittany. Now, this wasn't about us being an aggressive expansionist. We've established that our character, King Niall, is more of a, well, not quite a steward, but he's more of a, I suppose, a placeholder in a way. He's a bit of a, I suppose, socially maladaptive person, really. He's grown up in the shadow of his more successful predecessors. That's basically the way he would see it. And he's in a constant battle to try and prove that he's worthy of where he is and what he does and all this sort of stuff, worthy of the crown. And he's been, as we've said in the past, he's been bitten quite a bit by groping, relations, people trying to take what's his, trying to take his crown. His uncles and people like that have all betrayed him and things, and so he's a little bit paranoid, if you like, about his relatives. Friends, he trusts. Relatives, not so much. And the the Duke even of Brittany is our cousin. Yes, he's not of our dynasty, but he's still our cousin. And he was allied to us, but he's broken that alliance. That alliance has ended. So the question is, at least in our minds, as King Niall, what does that mean? Is he coming to get us? It's probably only a matter of time before he does. That's the way we would see it. He's got 9,000 men, we've got land, he's probably coming for us. And so, you know, that was basically where we stand. And that was what we did. That was what we tried to do. We said, well, let's do something about it. Let's not wait for him to come and get us. Let's go and get him. And so we got a claim on his land. Now, unfortunately, what's happened since then is he's formed an alliance with the Holy Roman Empire, which is a little bit of a downer, because that means that although we have a good web of alliances, you know, we have the King of France, who has got, 24,000. So we can probably still do this, but it makes it an awful lot harder. But I think we still have a go anyway, because we don't just have the King of France as our ally, and he pretty much balances out the Holy Roman Empire. And bear in mind, the Holy Roman Empire is at war at the minute as well. So that might help us a little. You know, so, but, you know, he does balance out that to a certain degree, but we also have others. We have the King of Scotland, which is only 4,000 men, but, you know, it's something. We have other people as well. The Duchy of Burgundy, well, mind you, he's actually under that lease, who probably wouldn't come, but we have others that we can call upon. And things, so I think we're still going to give it a go. We're probably still going to try and bring in who we can. Still going to try and bring in who we can, what we can. We've got a load of money, so we've got some scope for mercenaries should we need it. I still think we give it a go. And so that's what we're going to start with now. We're going to try and take our cousin down a peg or two by taking his land and securing our frontier. That's basically the way I think we would see it. And this is going to be a hell of a war. We've got a slight advantage in numbers with our allies, but it's going to be quite close. In fact, I tell you what, just before we do that, have we got anyone else we could get an alliance with? I mean, the only problem is the kids are a bit young. That's the only issue. Oh, obviously we've got our alliance with our daughter, so it's only 800 men, but there we go. That's another 800 men that we can call upon. So I think we just run with it. Yes, as I say, we've got more kids. We could see about getting more alliances, but I'm not sure. As I say, I don't like the idea of doing betrothal at 4. That doesn't, you know, that feels a bit gamey to me. So I don't like the idea of that. So we'll do that. Let's just crack on. We'll do this. We've got mercenaries to call upon if we need to. We've got money for mercenaries. We'll do that if we need to, and we will take it from there. Then we'll hold court afterwards. So let's give this a go. Let's drop it down to 3, and what I'm going to do, let's just call in everybody under the sun. So call our allies. King of France. You're not going to come, so let's give you a little bit of money so that you do. Oh, that was a lot of money. Jesus Christ. But you've got a lot of troops. You've got like 9,000 men. So that's worth it. Let's bring in you. Will you come? Possibly. Looks like it. Yeah, you're going to come. And you. It should be just a call all button. That would be better. Right. So this is going to be quite the battle. Let's give this a go. So raise my men. I've got probably only half my levy. I probably should have waited really to get my levy up. That would have been more sensible, wouldn't it? But, oh well, never mind. What's done is done. So that would have been a load of free men, effectively, you know, that I've not got right now. But what are you going to do, eh? So I tell you what. Let's wait a minute. Coveted claim. Gomule, my daughter, frets all through the day, evidently attempting to find the right words. At last, we make our way to dine. She begins sheepishly, my father, they say Amira al-Umara Lucia, your aunt, takes her purported claims on your lands more seriously each day. She maintains she is personally wronged by your continued rule of her rightful domain, man in particular. Right, okay. Well, that's something we would not ignore. I mean, granted, she's like 75. But let's have a look, see what our options are. So that venomous sycophant. So I gain a lot of stress because I'm forgiving and we become rivals. I shall write to Lucia at once. And inconsequential prattle, I'm sure. No, we definitely do that one. I mean, yes, it goes against the whole forgiving thing, but I think given who we are, you know, yes, it might sicken us that we should want to forgive, but we can't. This is these are our buttons she's pushing. This is exactly what triggers us to be absolutely vicious. So, you know, we need to do something about her. We'll deal with this war first, and then we'll deal with that. But yes, that is definitely something that needs to be done. Can we have a drink? Yeah, let's have a drink. See if that'll... There you go. Puts us back under again. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go in and get our land. So what we'll do is we're going to land in France. So we're going to land there. Oh, we've got a daughter as well. That's nice. Let's go with... Yeah, that sounds like a nice name. So let's land in France and try and link up with our allies. There we go. And so let's head over the border and we'll head for there. And let's go down here and support this, although I think they've probably got it in hand. Yes, they do. They've got it in hand. We'll head back. We've got a stewardship point. War profiteer. That sounds like a good one, considering we're at war. So, okay. So, what we're going to do is just burn through this. I think this is working out well. I don't think, just having a look, I don't think the Holy Roman Empire sent any men. I think they're all occupied elsewhere. I don't think... Has he actually joined the war, even? No, he hasn't. He's not joined the war. All he's called in, or the only people who've answered, are the West Saxons. So I think he's doomed. I hope he's doomed, anyway. Sway opportunity. In my attempts to align Guta to my interests, I found an opportunity. I think I could argue that her goals are in fact the same as I dictate my next letter. Why am I trying to persuade her again? I forget. Oh, because she's my spy master. I'm trying to make her like me a bit better. Okay, fine. Sure, we'll go with that. She sees through my efforts. Oh, never mind. Right, so we're fighting. Let's just slow this down a little. We've got allies coming in, and we've got this big style. Plenty of men coming in. And we've won, so that presumably means that someone's been captured. But no, I think that'll do us. I mean, we could try and continue sieging stuff down a little bit, get a little bit of extra gold out of it, I guess, get some prisoners or whatever, but I mean, there's no real need. And I suppose there's always the chance that the Holy Roman Empire is going to get called in. So, and we'll speed it up just a little. We'll see, we'll just keep an eye out for the HRE getting called in. So, okay. Nearly there. Wait for this one, and then we'll leave it at that. Oh, there we go. End of the war anyway. Disband. So that went well. So we've now got our cousin here under our thumb, and that is what we're after. Now, obviously, that will mean that we've got a faction. So let's have a look. Who's this guy? So this guy is that count there. So what we need, really, is someone... Why does he not like us? So he wants to be free of us. Short reign, offensive war, high crown authority, liege holds de jure duchy, cultural acceptance. So I tell you what we do then, is we make him the duke. because we don't need, this isn't about us holding the titles. We're not bothered about that as such. Or we simply make someone else, give someone else our, the titles here. Let's see. So he's got that, has he? So what titles has he got? Oh, he's got all those. Right, I see. That's going to be something awkward for him to hold then, perhaps, but, So, have I got any claims on any of these? Could I revoke any of these? So I've got a claim on that one. So I could take that one off him, and then I'll give the ducal title to this guy, which will make him like me more, deal with that problem. So what is this? This is Gwynedd. So, revoke titles. Where is it? Oh, I have a truce with him, so I can't do that. Okay. Well, what could I do? So he absolutely hates me for understandable reasons. I don't really want to put him on my council, if I can help it. I mean, he'd fit best as sort of spy master, but I don't want to do that. He's not as good as my, I don't know that for obvious reasons. So I think what we do is maybe we try and suppress him somehow. So as I say, in the long run, I think I'll try and take some of his titles away from him, or something like that. Just take a couple. Or, I can take one off him easily. Maybe I'll take another one. And then we'll just alter his contract slightly. Maybe I can do that now. So we'll look at doing, so I'll make him give me slightly less men, but I'll impose that on him, succession rights. That's the one, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll do that, and that'll mean that he has to divide up his titles. I mean, granted, at the minute he's only got one daughter, so that's not going to make that much of a difference. But yes, but hopefully they'll get busy at some point, and there'll be more kids, and that'll divide him up a little bit more. I think for now, though, I think what I'll do is I'm simply just going to make him the Duke. Probably means that he'll struggle to hold it, but I will, as soon as I can, give him that other title there, and that should help him a little bit more. 4 years to go, so hopefully he can hang on to his titles for 4 years, and we'll go from there. That hopefully will that get rid of my? Still wants to leave, but let's see if we can put him on the council. Let's see. Well, he's fairly rubbish, so how about we put him on our, so 18th of September, so I can't remove him. Well, that's rubbish, because he is rubbish. Well, I suppose I could make you my spy master, but you're not as good as her, and things, but, I mean, it doesn't really fit with what you do. Maybe I could give you a different position instead. Maybe I could make you, Master of the Horse. Would you be any good? Yeah, you'd be good at that. There you go. Maybe that'll make you like me a bit more. And maybe we'll just try and sway you a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Let's have a look at this. So, who have we got here? We have a novice physician. Well, you're useful to keep around. So let's recruit you. So yeah, that sounds good. And what are you? You're a very loyal person. You're a mastermind philosopher. Maybe you'll be useful too. Let's keep you. And See if we can give you ladies some work to do. I mean, have we got a physician? Court physician. So she's a renowned physician. So, you know, she's getting on a bit. So if we keep the other one, what could we get you to do? You could be... Poor at that. Architect, maybe? Would you be good as an architect? No, obviously not. Should think about some of these, really, shouldn't I? So yeah, let's do these. Let's assign these now while we're here. So food taster, who'd be good at that? Who would we trust? We trust our daughter. So let's make you my food taster. Master of the hunt. Well, he'd be excellent at it, and we're trying to make him like us, so he can be that as well. Royal architect. So my marshal, my daughter, well, other daughter can have that one. She can be the architect. The high almoner. Well, our archbishop would be quite good at that, so we'll let him do that one. We get all these bonuses to things then, I suppose, don't we, if we do all these? And we've got the money to do it. Seneschal. Let's see. Our daughter and our architect, she's already got something. Well, I suppose, who are you? You're just a random person. And you're one of my knights. There you go, you can be the seneschal. Cupbearer. Daughter's good at that, so she could do that. Court jester. Not really got anyone who'd be good at it. But go on, you can do that. Court musician. Not got anyone who's particularly good at that, so we'll leave that. Bodyguard. You'd be very poor at it, but we'll have a bodyguard. I think that fits with our sort of semi-paranoid kind of mentality. And these have all got something. I suppose the marshal can have that one. He can be my personal champion. Although giving it to the guy who's half his face is missing, that's probably not the best idea. An execution it now. Right, so we'll leave it at that. We've got some more. We've got people in to do different jobs. That's good. Didn't find a role for her, but maybe we will at some point. And I'd like to try and keep her around if we can. So let's marry her to a knight. And then that's it. He'll hopefully stick around then. Because it'd be nice to have a spare court physician knocking about for if we need it. So let's handle our court. So sitting on my throne, gesture for the guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Let's get started. So I am faced with Melissa McAde's, yeah. So that person with the really long name, they're sad eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as his mother. See, I didn't even know whether that was a boy. But anyway, so he's got really sad eyes, and they're more pitiful as his mother, Wolf-led. Hang on, she's 54. How old is he? 12. Jesus. Okay, fair enough. So ushers him towards my throne. King, she laments, the boy has been at Trengus's court with no one to watch over him since the disappearance of his dear papa. Please look to his future. What can be done with such a child? Okay. So who is this guy? So he is our yeah, there we go. So his father was our one of our close friends. And he died a little while back. So I think, I mean, there you go, Duke Trengus. Yes, it's him. It's him I don't like, isn't it? So, yes, his father, so this is the brother of Duke Trengus. But, and his father was a close friend of ours. I think we would say, we'll take care of him. I think in honour of our memories of his father, who was our friend. So we'll do that. He's got an education focus already, sort of a learning one, and that sort of very much fits what he is. Maybe he could go into the church. You know, maybe that's something he could do. But yeah, so we'll do that. No fear, I shall raise the boy myself. There we go. Right, so my vassal, Duchess Elbrig, takes a turn bending my ear before the assembled court. Glorious liege, give me the honour of seeing to the arrangements of your mighty household, a position I am far better suited to than Flatten, that knight. I will not let you down. Perhaps she would fit better. So, which job? So we're talking about the seneschal. So, would she be better? I mean, she's a duchess, so she's a bit more important. Is she? Yeah, she's actually the duchess, rather than her husband. Sure. Why not? He don't like me a little bit for this, but maybe we can give him a different job. We'll have a look at that. But anyway, so she gains a new role. She likes us slightly better, which is still not massively. She wants a seat on the council, basically, and she doesn't like us because we're scaly. There's bits of us falling off as we're walking round. She don't like that. Okay, fair enough. The next petitioner even is evidently somewhat of a stranger to this court, as I do not recognise her, and the eyes of Marshal Rudry have been on them since they first entered. My lord, I have come to declare that the people of Gwent are refusing to pay the taxes you have levied upon us. In times past, our land and people were granted rights and privileges which your recent exactions ignore. We request that you address our concerns fairly, or else. Now, I know we're forgiving, but as I say, people who betray us, or we see as a betrayal of, you know, their duty towards us and things, that tends to, in the past, bring out our worst impulses. So I don't think we'd respond to this particularly well. So I think we would go with the extreme. You know, yes, you can do this one where you try and trick people and things like this. I've had this event before. I think this would sort of push our buttons slightly, so we go for that. Tax revolt crushed. There we go. So that's what we're going to do there. So that's the court done. So let's see, are we up to maximum for that? We're pretty much, there's not much else we can do there. Intrigue court, Goidelic, that's fine. Court artifacts, we're up to date with that. Let's have a quick look at our court artifacts. They're all holding together nicely. That is fine. So, can demand a payment from our daughter. Well, I don't suppose we've got much else to do with that hook, but would we do that? I'm not sure. I suppose gaining gold equals power in our eyes, but, you know, this is our daughter. You know, it's not someone that we would distrust in general. She's valued intrigue courtier. So, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't collect that. So, I mean, I think... No, I think we just leave that. So, okay, can designate a guardian for Andrew. So he's our son. He's now come up to a point where he needs a guardian. It's giving him an intrigue education, which, considering he's rowdy... Oh, yeah, okay, so I was going to say, surely that would be more of a military one, but martial and intrigue is what it gives that. So, okay, fine. If it's gone with intrigue, then I'm happy with that. Okay, so we will... Oh God, artifacts of low durability. See, I don't like this. You know, it's not low. It's barely down. But fine. Take a bit of money. Fix it. Ah, yes. That was something we need to work on. She's what we look at dealing with next. Right, I thought we'd agreed for you to educate I thought we had agreed for you to educate Melosa, but now I fear you have your hands full with other wards. For shame. Oh. What does that mean? Well, I am educating him. I can do too. I can... Yeah, whatever. I don't like you anyway. Not a big fan of that guy. So, yeah. Anyway, makeshift dagger. Yeah, there we go. Repair that. Right, so... the next thing I think we need to look at as a priority is this woman. So let's just go to our title. We'll find her through this. Claimants, there she is. So this woman here is someone who has been saying that she should be queen, not us as king. And she's currently down in our... Oh, hang on. I didn't realise it was her. Jesus. Right, I see. So she's changed her name. So this is the person who has Tahert. She's sort of gone native. Look at her. I didn't realise she's changed her clothes and things. So right, I understand who she is now. So she has got us as her heir, and so she's 78. So Jesus, she must be to be ready to go soon, surely. But she is our rival, and she said that she should be queen, not us king. So she is John's daughter. So this is our our auntie. So she's, yeah, our father's sister. Now, again, I don't think that we would stand by and wait for her to come for us. You know, in our mind, she's basically said, "I'm coming for you." So I don't think we would do that. Now, we can't really go to war to her, you know, with her or anything. I don't think there's anything we can do on that. But what we could do is we could try and dispose of her through other means. Sourcing script. Okay, that's nothing to do with what I've just set in motion. But okay. Who are you? You are the Duke of Sudrear. Okay. Well, we'll go with heartfelt. That's fine. Poem is lauded. Brilliant. We're like friends anyway. That's what we do. Right, let's go back to what I was talking about. So we could bring people in to try and do it. Because I think we'd do something about it. I don't think we'd wait. You know, so I think we could do that. We'll try and bring in some allies into that. Let's assign our Spy Master to support schemes. And what does that give us? Let's just wait for that to tick through. Only gives us 38% chance. Well, to be fair, she could die any second. I mean, her health is poor, her health is ailing. Yes, she's got healthy traits and things, and so this must be why she's lasted so long. I mean, like that Crusader Queen, I like that type. That's quite good, that. But yeah, it must be why she's lasted so long that, you know, she's obviously got some traits. There you go, whole of body that's helped her to stay alive this long. But you know, I think we look at trying to, I don't think we just sit and wait in our mind. We do whatever we can do to try and help bring her rule to an end and go from there. But I think that will just be a matter of time. Let's have a look at this. Alliance expired. So this, who is this? It was, yes. So she was Duchy of Daira. Yes. So that's partly why I wanted to run that war when I did, while I still had all my allies that were breathing. Because, I mean, she was in a bit of a state, wasn't she? But there you go. So let's see. Oh, our son has died. So, oh God, how could you do this to George? I have sinned. If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? He was blameless, my perfect son. Life had so much more in store for him. And so he had pneumonia and clearly a drinking problem. He was a little bit different to us, but he is now gone. And so our grandson his heir, so Duke Niall McGeorge, Duke Niall II McGeorge, so he's a bit of a different sort of character to us, but obviously he's not learned from us, he's learned from his father. He is now our heir. So, let's have a quick look at our court. So we can now make him our Duke, our Chancellor even. So we'll do that. He's not swayed, fine. Just thought, have I tried changing his contract at all? I can't remember if I have or not. Could make his thing even less, and I could take away his council rights. Would it allow me? It's already been changed. That's a shame. Never mind. Just thought that was worth a look at. Can modify contracts. Whose contracts can I modify? I can modify my grandchildren. So, would I do that? Or do... Again, these are our family, our people. So, you know, we would trust these because they've come from us. They're not randomers. They're of our line. So I think we'd support them. I think we'd do what we could to help. So I think yeah, I think we would. I think we'd do that. So reduce taxes with him, and I think we would with him as well. I think it's we want to look after our own, so we'll do that. Can ask the head of faith for some gold. Excellent, let's do that. Can create more duchy titles, another kingdom title even, if we so wish. That would probably cause us a bit of a problem on succession, I imagine, but may well do anyway. So let's see, player heir. So what's he going to inherit? Right, let's tell you what, that's the better way to look at it, isn't it? Is it on this one? Succession. Right, let's have a look, see what's going to happen. So as things stand, Duke Niall of Ulster, so he's going to inherit the Kingdom of Ireland, the Petty Kingdom of Man, and the Mormairdom of the Isle of Man. Right, okay, so that our son is going to get the Kingdom of Brittany, Petty Kingdom of Brittany, and these lands, our other lands on mainland Ireland, are going to go to our other son. So what we could do with doing is trying to create something to help with succession. I don't think we can do anything with this, so what we could do with doing is, he's fine. I'm not worried about, not too upset about losing this. Mind you, all this might well go completely differently if she dies, because that'll mean that I inherit all that. And yeah, so let's just see what happens. Let's just give it let things run through a little bit. Looks like we've got a court event. Show Duke Tringerson at once. Brilliant. Excellent. More money. Right, let's have a look, see what this is. King of File. A new face is wandering around my throne room, occasionally giggling and jumping up and down on the spot when he glances upon some artwork representing Gaelic ways. There is something off about this visitor, and when he comes forth even, it is evident he is carrying a replica of my favourite sword. I cannot help but genuflect. I cannot help but genuflect before you. I don't know what that word means. I have devoted my life to St. Johnston. Okay, so the barony of St. Johnston. Okay, I have devoted my life in St. Johnston. That makes more sense. To appreciating the culture of Gaels. I only speak in Goidelic, eat Gaelic fresh quail, and have studied the blade in Gaelic fashion. My family have banned me from our home, claiming it cannot do anything, but I cannot do anything even but obsess over the Kingdom of Ireland. I should live there instead. Okay, that's a bit weird, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan. I love going to Scotland, but I don't quite run around in a kilt and pretend. Well, I suppose everyone needs a fan, so sure. It's flattering, if somewhat violating. Yeah, well, I tend to agree. We'll go with that. He can join us. Oh, we've got an achievement. I don't know what that is. I'll have a look at that after. Right, written in the stars. Bad omen for her. Yeah, let's go with that. Don't know if it's going to succeed or not. She spends many sleepless nights worrying. Let's carry on down here. So Lucia, we'll call her that because I can't say all that, is inspecting a ship anchored in one of the harbours in that place later this week. It would be easy to have my agents drench the rowing boat meant to ferry her out in flammable liquid. Wait until it's out in the middle of the harbour, launch a flaming arrow, and then just let the water claim her. Okay. Well, fine, let's do it. The flaming arrow shot by my agent blazed a burning path across the harbour, only to miss the boat with a hair's breadth. As the fire fizzled out in the cold ocean water, the passengers of the boat stared at it without comprehension for many seconds before pandemonium broke out. To make matters worse, the anchor was caught and revealed... the archer even was caught, not the anchor, and revealed me as the one behind the plan with no hesitation. Okay. Whoops. Well, I mean, I suspect she's going to die soon anyway. I mean, I don't think we can try again. No, we can't try again. But I don't think there's much we can do other than just wait for her to die. Oh, this one again. Degraded artifact preserved. My antiquarian approaches me with a worried expression on face. I've grown increasingly concerned about your potsherd and the state of disrepair it's fallen into. It's a lump of rock. It's coming apart. In order to save it, I have a proposal. Recently, I've won a dusty scroll at dice from a shady character in a travelling fair. A very fortunate deal since it contained its content played well into my budding interest in alchemy. The old scroll describes a secret potion that's ensured to make any artifact even better than new. Please let me try it. So we're talking about, as I say, a piece of rock, basically. So I don't quite know what a potion's going to do, but okay. So 10% chance it's destroyed. There's some chances it decreases. Most likely it's just going to make it worse. No, not touching it with that concoction. So let's just actually fix it. So let's just fix all these. We've got plenty of money. Let's just invest a bit and fix our piece of rock and our various other things that we've got. There we go. Sorted. Brilliant. Let's carry on. So, I mean, she's 79. Surely she can't last much longer. Mark of distinction. As a renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with glorious Keten sigil spreads too. My family's device is now recognized in the regional circles of nobility, counted highly amongst the prominent Gaelic bloodlines, as it should be. Excellent. So she's now turned 80, 80th birthday. There we go. Let's sort out our marshal. We need a new one. Well, he's pretty... okay. He's a chancellor already. Anyone else of the major power? I don't think there is. No one else who's that. So he's fairly annoyed at us from us dumping him before, so we'll put him on the council as make amends. And let's do that. So I think while we're waiting for that woman to die, because that's basically what I'm doing, let's see if we can improve our holdings a little. let's just do this first and then we'll look at that. So let's invest a bit in our fields. Let's do that one. Could try and improve our castle as well. Maybe that might be a good thing to do in the long run. We'll just do that one for the minute, and we might do the castle in a minute. So, a phase from long ago. I settle into my bed as snug and comfortable as a babe betwixt its mother's breast. But right as my heavy eyes at last close for some rest, I shoot up in bed as I see a figure sit down beside me. I can't speak today. Apologies. To my horror, it is none other than my deceased friend, Duke Thomas of de Heibarth. So this is the German guy, I think, isn't it? Yeah, the one who spoke High German that we tried to learn the language for ages ago. And we did, and then we forgot it again because he died. Come now, Niall. Is that any way to greet an old friend? I come to you with a warning. Each time you gleefully inflict pain on another, you are tightening the rope around the neck of your spirit. You must repent for what you've done. I learned the hard way that every sin we commit incurs a debt to God, my friend, and he is not forgiving of his debtors. Okay, I repent. Whatever it takes, I repent. I'm clearly hallucinating, begone spirit. Okay, you will not be visited by ghosts again. Well, we're getting a bit older. We have done some rather cruel and horrible things. We value our friends. He was our friend, I suppose. We grew up in a Christian home, Christian court of our grandfather and father, so I think we'd take the idea of someone talking about, all this seriously. So, although it's going to give us some stress, and it's going to give us some stress anyway, no matter what. But I think we go with that one. Right. So let's go for some drinkies, and that'll hopefully help sort that. We're still stressed. Let's go and talk to our friend. Let's have some more drinkies, and then hopefully that'll deal with that. Yours there for me. Hope you know I'm grateful. Yeah. Okay. You can. Probably should have done the other one, but never mind. Stress coping. Right. So after a long conversation with my daughter Gormil, I feel my thoughts are calming down. However, as I rejoin court, I see the jealousy on the courtiers' faces. After all, who wouldn't want to have Gormil's trust? Stress coping, drink up, another cup. My shoulders relax a bit more. This is how I am meant to spend my time. To be sober is to suffer. Excellent. Still stressed, but we'll go for a hunt in a second, or should we have a exercise? What does that do? I've not looked at that one before. Room after room, even though some of the more impressive halls go unused much of the year. With this much architecture decorate, surely we can afford to splash out. This isn't going to give us any... Oh, this is to do with the fact that we've got an architect, probably. So, no, I think we'll... Exotic feast, that's what I thought it was about. So, yeah, well, that's it. Because we're a drunkard, we'll like all that. So let's do a feast. We'll do that, and that'll get rid of our stress. So, trusting me, my son Andrew has asked me for a rolling hoop for a long time. I told him to get one for him in 3 months if he displayed more focus in his studies. Yeah, sure, fine, we'll do that. So I think what we're going to do is we'll do our feast here now, and then we will leave it at that for today, and next time we'll hopefully see if our aunt dies, because this recording has gone on for quite some time now, and way too long, and we need to go from there. So I think actually, yeah, we'll quickly get through this, and then we'll leave it there. So as one plate of food is replaced by the next, my wife, Queen Catherine, goes on and on about the blessings of family. And that is how we salvage that mess. I'm sure I'm not boring you, Lord. So, no, I think, well, we'll be like our wife. We'll let her talk. Missing village, improved taxation. Poring over tax records. I'm brought back to the affair of the missing village in Gowran. Matters are much improved since then, and revenue from Gowran is higher than ever. Brilliant. Collateral damage. Barely managed to sit down in my seat when I hear a howl emanating from Ewa. It seems that she and the Queen Cathan have really gotten into it, as Ewa is receiving a proper woman handling from Cathan. Too late, I realise their martial dance has paved its way straight towards the Khatan shield. I motion for my guards to separate the two, hissing and clawing at each other. The duo is presented in front of me, all the while throwing blame on the other for starting the fight. So this is my daughter and my wife. So what does this give us? So I think it's our close family. These are people that have to do with us. I think we'd be forgiving. Lose a bit of dread. Gain benevolent ruler. And we are forgiving. Yes, that's it as well. Durability reduces. We'll have to spend a bit of money on it, but we can deal with that. It's not much. There we go. 50 gold. Fine. Okay. So guests are departing, and that's that. So we're going to leave it at that for today. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. We have done quite a bit. It's gone on a bit longer than normal, so apologies for that. But I just felt that we needed to try and make a bit more progress with this. I feel like we haven't done a great deal with this in quite some time and things. But I think next time we'll probably see the end of the eternal aunt who's down here, 81. Surely she will die next time and we'll inherit this land, and then we'll have to see where we go from there. But we will see what happens then. But for now, thank you for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe to the channel. And as ever, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.